What dance is that? Is that the Get to Work dance?
Oh, out here way back when they used to do the oysters, and they had to pick them by hand because the bottom is soft. They had to develop a special way of getting across the bottom because, you know, your feet would stick in and your boots would come off. So they developed what they called the Malagash Shuffle. And it's very important if you're doing the Malagash Shuffle that you never step on your heels. Don't walk on your heels. You have to take and you slide your feet ahead and slide them ahead. One day, a lot of driving.
We came with Mont Saint Michel at it was like 6 o'clock at night. It was, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so, do you want to pay for these first, then we'll go over to the picnic table?
Yeah.
How would that be? So we have a dozen of the Oak Islands.
Do you want me to just take them over for you?
Sure, you take them over.
Well, it's been a joy meeting you folks. I'm glad that you stopped in.
Good. Everything is deep fried.
Wow.
Are they salty? You like
Yeah, they're
salty,
good.
aren't they?
That tastes good.
Wow.
And they're nice and
Big.
lettuce. Yeah, big. I mean,
No.
Oh!
So you got like, what, 2 or 3 hours?
Holy moly, perfect. We thought he was done. See,
Oh.
he didn't tell us what was going on.
No, I never tell anybody what's going on. Ouch, Judas. Arthritis. Well, we had a farm, we had a sawmill, we had a crew working in the woods, we had trucks running on the highways, we had a wood chipping company, we had a store, and I had started to move into mussel farming. Probably 7 fires in 6 months. Tore down the empire I was trying to build, and we had to look at alternatives. So we sold things until we were square with the world, and what we had left we put into the oysters. I guess maybe those fires were what was needed to set me on this track. Well, the family had been involved in oysters right from the very beginning, so historically I had heard stories about it. And as I was working at all these other things and running in circles, cackling like a rooster with its head half chopped off some of the time, I needed something to relax. And I always thought if you were going to relax, it'd be a good idea to make money while you were doing it. So I started out with a license to recreationally fish oysters, because that was relaxing and I loved oysters. So then I had the opportunity to move that to a commercial license. So I get the commercial oyster license and started doing that just as a hobby because it relaxed me. Oyster farming is like a lot of things. It can be as simple as you want to make it. To make it simple, you work in harmony with nature. I have so much to look forward to when I drag myself out here and look out the window at the bay. And then when I get breakfast eaten and I get out there, I can go out on the bay, I can harvest. There's always something there that brings me close to nature. Something, it's very difficult for me to put into words, whether it's my First Nations part of me or whether it's just the way I'm put together or what, I don't know. But there always has been a relationship between myself and the land and McNabb's Bay and the creatures of the ocean and of the forest. It keeps me going. I like to tinker, I like to build things and fool with stuff, so that keeps me going too. And you know, it's just all so much fun. I can't quite stop. If I had my way, I would never charge for an oyster, because in the native culture, food is something you share, and an oyster was something that was special in the culture and something to be shared at a party or a gathering or a get-together. But being practical, and thank goodness I have a wife that's a lot more practical than me, and a daughter that's more practical than I am, they're able to do it in such a way that I make money and they can keep me going doing the silly things. But oysters are all about a good experience. Like with you guys, I've had a blast. You know, like, I've really enjoyed spending time with you guys. And that's the way it is with an oyster. If you take an oyster out, you open an oyster up, you share it with somebody. If you're lucky, maybe you have a sip of beer or a little sip of wine or something along with it. And it's an experience, and it's a sharing of something in common. My people came in here in 1783. And ever since, on the family farm, or in business, whatever they're in, there's always been 3 generations. And they always stood together. And my greatest joy is when there's myself and when Rachel, or any of my children, and their children, when we're all together doing something. It's just something that's a part of our heritage or our DNA. I don't know how much longer it can be continued, because our world has switched, you know, so much and so far away from that. But with us here yet, we've been able to continue that, and it's just a wonderful feeling just to have them there, and it's really great. It just gives you a good feeling. You know, I've been away a few times, and but it's the first thing I look at, that bay, every morning. I look at Nancy first, but or my kids first when they were at home. But that bay has been the one truly consistent thing every day, looking out at that bay. It's never been the same twice, but yet it's always consistently there, and you know, always ready to, you know, cure your spirit and to look after your needs.